Hi everyone, it is Atia here at Booking It with Atia. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do my June wrap up and highlights. So I'm going to go through everything that I read during the month of June, my stats, and then I'm going to talk about the 4 books that stood out to me. Before we dive into all my bookish thoughts, I do want to remind you that I have relaunched my Etsy shop. I currently have 25 designs up on there, so you can go and pick out your next favorite bookmark. Also, if you like the shirt that I'm wearing, this is also available in my bonfire. All of that is always linked down below. And let's jump right into this wrap up and highlights. So going through everything that I read, the plants always love to touch me. I don't understand. Going through everything that I read, starting with Isabel in the Rogue by Liana de la Rosa, I gave that 4.25 stars. Shadows of Pearl by JL, 2.75 stars. Hostile Takeover by Christina C. Jones, 4.5 stars. A Bump in Boo Hale by Kimberly Lemming, 4 stars. I'll Be Gone for Christmas by Georgia K. Boone, 4.25 stars. That Prince Is Mine by J.C. Lee, 4 stars. Then I read the Capone series by Jaquel J. I gave Capone 1 and Capone 2 4.5 stars. And I gave Capone 3 5 stars. Countess by Suzanne Palumbo, 3 stars. Breast and Eggs by Mieko Kawakami, 3.5 stars. All the Noise at Once by Deandra Davis, 4.5 stars. Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan, 5 stars. Comey Can't Communicate, Volume 33. I believe I gave that one 4 stars. I DNF'd Sister Deborah by Scholastic Mukasonga. I read Cat Plus Gamer, Volumes 6 and 7. Gave those both 5 stars. Zetas Till We Die by Amber and Danielle Brown, 4 stars. Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson, 3.75 stars. King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, 5 stars. A DNF Undrowned Black Feminist Lessons from Marine Mammals by Alexis Pauline Gumbs. The Brightest Star by Gail Tsukiyama, 3.75 stars. We Will Not Cancel Us by Adrienne Marie Brown, 4 stars. Glory Days by Danielle Arsenault, 4.5 stars. And then I rounded out with My Hero Academia Volume 34, 4.5 stars. Going into the stats, I read a total of 2,357 pages and I listened to 74.88 hours. 2 of the books were ARCs, or gifts from the publisher or the author. 5 of the books were indie books. 8 were 2025 releases, and 1 was from my backlist TBR, aka a book that I already owned prior to the start of 2025. Now I'm getting into the 4 books that had my attention and were most memorable this month, starting with Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. This one follows Hendrix. She is child-free by choice. She's at the top of her game. She's an entrepreneur. She is just like winning at life. She's like peak rich auntie. And then we have, what was his name? Did I write it here? Maverick. He is like this millionaire and he's just got out of this long-term relationship. And the 2 of them have like a business partnership almost because of the work that Hendrix does in the community with financing Black businesses. And it is their love story navigating how they can work together. I loved this book. It was full of Black women just having fun, laughing, and being friends. And it was such a joy to see how Yasmin, Soledad, and Hendrix really hold each other down. It was a beautiful conclusion to, I guess you can call it like a romance trilogy, if you will. I love the focus on found sisterhood, speaking of those 3, that runs alongside the romantic relationship. So we really see these 3 friends pouring into each other a lot more, I would say, than we saw in at least the first book. It's a complete story full of well-developed secondary characters, and I absolutely loved Maverick's dedication to caring for Hendrix, because Hendrix is caring for her ailing mother who has Alzheimer's. And so she's going through that change as well, just trying to balance caring for her mother who lives in a different state and also just, keeping atop her game. And I ended up giving Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan 5 stars. Then we have All the Noise at Once by Deandra Davis. This is a YA contemporary about a boy named Aiden. He is Black and autistic, and he really wants to play football. However, at the start of the season, he has a uh what's the word? What do they use? He has a oh, it's all the way over there. But he has an episode where he gets sensory overload and he's overstimulated, and so he's not a part of the football team. And it's the last chance that he will have to play on the same team as his brother, because his brother is a senior and he'll be graduating soon. All that to say, an incident happens between the football players in a predominantly white town, and his brother, in trying to save him, ends up getting arrested and charged with resisting arrest at the police and assault and all this other stuff. And it deals with the intersection of Blackness and being autistic, and it features this beautiful brotherhood between Aiden and his brother Brandon, and it also interrogates the harm of passive ableism, and it shows what can happen when we truly make space for everyone, like how we truly make space for everyone and we allow everyone to shine. And instead of looking at differences as a hindrance, we just look at them as a difference. Like, difference does not have to be a negative thing, it can be a very neutral thing. I loved Aiden's character growth as he navigates his brother's arrest, making his own friends, and finding his own groove outside of his brother's shadow, because he was very much in his brother's shadow. And I ended up giving All the Noise at Once by Deandra Davis 4.5 stars. Then we have King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. This is the latest release from S.A. Cosby. This follows Rome. He's called back home from, I forget where he was living at, but he's called back home because his father was in an accident, and the siblings suspect that it was not a true accident, and Rome finds out that his brother has gotten into some trouble. So we just follow that journey. Their family owns a crematorium, so they cremate remains, and it's just a chef kiss of a book. It was so good and gritty and dark and funny, fast-paced, engaging, and I really loved it. And it highlights Cosby's craft as a writer. And there's so many well-done plot twists and heartrending moments, perfect character work, and if you couldn't tell, I gave it 5 stars. Then the last book that I'm going to talk about is Glory Days by Danielle Arsenault. This one follows Glory, who we meet in the book Glory B. And so we see her try to solve the murder of her ex-husband after her ex-husband's new wife comes to her and it's like, I can't find him, da-da-da. He did. And so now Glory has been roped in, along with her daughter Delphine, into finding out why her ex-husband was killed and finding out who did it. It's a fast-paced mystery. I loved the character development of both Glory and her daughter Delphine, both their individual character work, the work on their relationship with each other, because they have a very tenuous and interesting relationship, as well as their relationships with other people, especially with Glory, because she lost her best friend in the first book. That's when we meet her. But just Glory finding that she can make other connections and have other friends, and Delphine just trying to figure out how to be who she really is. Also had me laughing out loud. Absolutely loved it. And it's one of my 2025 anticipated releases, and it did not disappoint. I ended up giving Glory Days by Danielle Arsenault 4.5 stars. And that is it in terms of what I read in June, the highlights, what I absolutely loved. As a reminder, make sure to check out my Etsy shop so you can get yourself a bookmark or 3, as well as my bonfire so you can get your own Bibliosphiles Unite merch. My Discord is linked down below, as well as the links to all of my socials, as well as the link to become a channel member so you get exclusive access to videos first and some perks coming in the near future. And I will see you in another video. Bye.
Weakness showing, I ain't living for the moment. I see what's mine and I want it. Hungry like a Pac-Man, I'm Bruce Wayne and Batman. I'm Naruto with a Hanzo, got a sharp mind like I'm Einstein, plus I'm copywriting, so it's all mine. Check it for me, I'm